Okay guys, here we are back again. I've got my name all drawn in here. So what I want to do before I make it in perspective is erase some of these guidelines that I had in here. I can even erase the horizon line, but do not erase the vanishing point. So get your work tidied up a little bit here. And while I'm erasing this, also something you can think about are some patterns that you might want to put in your letters. They can be in perspective, kind of like the bricks that I showed you in the 2-point perspective, the other 2-point perspective lesson. Or it could be polka dots, something that's not necessarily in perspective. Okay, so that's looking a little better here. And in this, you're going to go to the opposite vanishing point, the farthest side for your letters. So it's tempting, since these are already slanting this way, to go that way, but you want to do the opposite. So we'll start with this big U. The U is already going this way, we're going to do the opposite. So every corner that you can, you're going to connect to the point that's farther away. This one kind of is there because that's already there. So I've got a corner here. It's lined up with the point. Draw it till you run into something. Here's a corner here. Line it up with the point. Draw it till you run into something. Another corner. Okay, if you have a curvy letter, like if this were rounded, same idea. I know it doesn't have a corner or a point, but you would go to where there were a curve. Let's finish up this U and then I'll show you on the J. We'll make it a curvy J. So any other corners, we can't do that. It'd go through the letter, that would go through the letter, this would, this one wouldn't. So draw it till it does bump into something. Here's one here, there's one here. There's a bit of one here. There's one there. This one, can't do it. Can't do it. This one, I can do a little bit. Right here. This one, nope. Nope. Okay, so that part is finished, but now we need to put in where the shadow ends. So you're doing the same shape. This goes straight down. I'm going to take my ruler, decide how wide you want your shadow, so that goes straight down. After this goes straight down, it goes over, like an L shape. So I'll go over. So it goes down, over, down. So we'll go down. You're just making the same shape again. Slant, so over. And then it goes at another angle. If you need to match the angle, you could do this and drag it up until it hits this point here. Okay, there's that. Erase these extra orthogonals. Okay, this one is fine just like that. It's so tiny we don't have to chop it off. So that letter, that part of it is good. But this shadow is a bit large compared to this one. I'd like to keep them close to the same width, which is about that wide. So this is that angle. Put the ruler here, slide it over, and I can erase that. And then it went up, straight up, and then it went over like this, which you can't really see because it bumped into that. See that shadow there? Okay, let's pretend this is curved in case you've done a curvy letter. Say that this went like this. So there's not a corner there. So pretend your ruler stuck to this vanishing point. So hold it there and pull it towards your curve. And when it's just hitting one point, that's where you want to draw your line. If I go here, it's hitting here and here on the letter. You want it to just brush the edge of the letter. So it would go right here. You draw it till it hits the next letter. But mine looks a little funky with like that one rounded part, so let's put this back in. Let's go like this here. So I've got a point to work from here. Okay, so check every corner, or if it's rounded, every edge. It just wants to brush an edge. So this one will not work. This one will not work. That one will not work, but this one will. You can see that one. So let's check this one. That's probably going to work as well. That one is going to work. That one will not work. This one will not work. That one will not work, not work, not work, not work. This one will, a tiny bit. That one. Okay, then same thing. These are so tiny, I'm not going to use my ruler for it. Straight. So I'm going to go straight down. These two should be parallel. So this line I draw should be parallel. It does help if you take your ruler, put it on there, drag it over. So this direction, drag it. Okay, erase the extra there. See the shadow appearing? Okay, this one, match the angle there. It's not, you won't be able to see that part, so the J is done. Okay, so same thing, but this side goes to the opposite point. So my H here, oh, you're gonna have to make a choice. Is the H on top of the U and blocking it? I don't want to erase any of my U, so I'm not gonna draw over my U. So I'll draw that. That I can't do because it hit the U. That would hit the U, that would hit the U, so that's all I can do with that. Then here's a corner here. There's one here. And here. And that one's not going to work. That one's not going to work. This one. Nope. This one. There we go. Got one here. This one. Connect every corner. That you can anyway. Here's another corner. Can't do that one. Okay. Looks like I forgot one line to erase right there. Now, that looks completely confusing, huh? So just take it one step at a time. So I've got this line here. Goes straight up and down. So bring it over straight up and down. Erase the extra. So the U is kind of sitting on top of that H. Very mind-blowing, huh? Okay, so this is straight up. Flip this over here. I'm going to line it up here just to make sure. Straight up. And that angle is going to match. So this line goes up, over, up. Can you erase these extra lines here? I'm going to run out of the eraser. I better start using this one. Okay. Oh, I should continue this up here. There we go. So this went up, over, up. Match this angle here. Over. Ooh, I want these to match up. Oh, perfect, it worked. Okay. Erase the extras. That one's too little to do anything else. So there's the H and the U, they're kind of connected there. And last, the L to the far point here. That one is not going to work. This one's not going to. That little guy will. This little guy will. This one won't because that H is in the way. That one will not. This one will. So with checking, it's still connected there. This one on the point. This one on the point. Here. That one. Okay. Then the same thing. This goes straight up and down. I'm going to do a little skinny. Check that that's there. Okay, and then it went at an angle there. Have to use pointy eraser to get in there. Okay, that went over too. Okay, then we're almost there, guys. Match that. Those are parallel. Okay. This one. Parallel, and it matches up. Make sure they match up. I wouldn't want this line here and then another one over there in a random way. And then this one's going to go straight over it. So you're drawing the same design. This, this. And erase the extra. Now that I think I need to make smaller. So let's chop that smaller. Okay. Parallel. There we go. I think that looks better. There. Okay. So, you got that. Decide on your letters a pattern to do. Your shadows, you could do a solid color. It would also look really cool if you did some shading. Like maybe you'll choose close to the letter. Maybe it's dark. You do not need to do this in black and white. You can do it in as many colors as you want. Maybe it's going to be nice dark right next to your letter, and then it could fade out. So dark close to the letter, maybe a little dark on the edge. Dark over here. So you could have some nice shading in here too. But don't try to do a pattern on your shadow and on your letter. That gets a little confusing. I think I forgot a spot actually. Yep, I forgot one right here. There. So there'd be a shadow on that. So there you go. Add some details. If you choose to do this one for your final, there aren't as many details as on your street scene, like adding details in the street, the buildings. So you need to think of something for a background that's detailed, not just floating. Unless your floating theme, like maybe you've got some clouds and this is floating in the sky. Be creative, be clever, have fun with it, and let me know if you have questions.